I've known I've wanted to stand up here and preach on Youth Sunday for a time much longer than after the first of very many emails went out from Pastor Debbie about who wants to preach. I volunteered to do this task on Youth Sunday 2017, immediately following the service. I was just so excited for this day. I have always wanted to share what about this church makes me feel that this is home. I have always felt a sense of belonging at this church. My teachers making me feel welcomed to class, my peers becoming some of my best friends, and in general, everyone in the congregation making me feel right at home. It's that innate sense of belonging I want to talk about with you today. I haven't felt that I always belonged everywhere else. In school, I always seemed to have a foot in a lot of different social groups. I never fully fit in anywhere. While my friends all had specific groups, I seemed to be left out quite a bit, which made me feel very alone. And as someone who eats, sleeps, and breathes soccer, I can't tell you how dreadfully alone I felt my senior year as I sat on the high school soccer bench, while all my closest friends, people I have played with since I was 5 years old, became starters on the team. It felt like my whole world was crumbling. Like everything I had worked for my entire life was going to be squandered because I did not fit in with the rest of the team. It was the most pain I have ever felt. I just wanted to belong. In spite of feeling like I did not belong on the soccer team, the place I always felt I belonged was here. There has always been a genuine care for me amongst everyone. Everyone always seemed happy to see me each morning and seemed to actually miss me when I wasn't here. In school, it didn't seem like it mattered to people whether or not I was in attendance. Like, people would ask why I wasn't there the past day, which is nice, but it never seemed like a genuine concern. The feeling of belonging here has been constant through all of my years of Sunday school, youth and mission, teaching, and the educational ministry committee. And while there are numerous people who have contributed to this feeling, I have especially felt this way in a few very important relationships to me. There is someone in this congregation who took the time to listen to me, to really hear my questions, and stretch me to be the best I could be. I knew I was not sitting on the sidelines. She was an amazing mentor for me during my confirmation class and taught me all about what it means to be a Christian. She was instrumental in getting me to really care about my faith and inspiring me to get involved in church. I'm not sure she always realized it, but I've always felt her support in everything I do. She is constantly in my corner. She is a person who I know would help me with any problem, no matter what. One of the most outstanding qualities she possesses is unwavering faith. If I ever have a problem going on in my life, she is one of the first people I go to. Her go-to advice is pray on it. The care that Mrs. Dugan has shown me in and outside of church has made her one of the most important people in my life. But what I came to realize was that I didn't have to matter to Mrs. Dugan. I was not actually part of her family, and she was not actually part of mine. She cares about me because she chooses to love me, not because it's just nice. I realized that I actually mattered to her, and she is one of the reasons that I feel like I belong here. There is another member who was like an older sister to me. We've been on the same committee for the past 2 years, so we've been around each other a pretty decent amount. But it wasn't until the mission trip when we really got to know each other. We were part of the same work group for chores and on the same work site, and hung out together in the evenings. We have shared a lot with each other, whether it was during devotions or just in conversation, and I love that we have gotten so close. In getting to know her, I've learned what a caring person she is. One particular instance happened over the mission trip. She would always try and break me out of my shell so I could feel confident in playing guitar for people, something which I didn't really like to do too much. She eventually got me out of my shell early on in the week, and playing for people has turned into one of my favorite things. These positive interactions have carried over to our relationship in church. Mrs. Thompson has welcomed me into her teaching unit and has really taught me all about being a great teacher of the Bible. Caroline has always been confident in me, even when I wasn't confident in myself. And while Caroline feels like a sister, she's not. She cares about me because she wants to care about me. Caroline put her confidence in me before she knew what I could do. This type of unconditional confidence is what makes me feel like I belong here. This confidence, combined with the care and love that Caroline has shown me, has made me feel so welcomed in this church. In addition to belonging here in church, I have also come to the realization that I belong in God. The person who had the biggest impact on my faith is my dad. From a young age, I have gone to this church every Sunday as a routine that my dad instilled in me. At first, it seemed like a chore to come here. It seemed like a great reason not to watch the English soccer that's on each Sunday morning. But it has grown into something that I love to do. Not coming to church really starts my week off on the wrong foot, and I miss it if I don't come. My dad has also inspired me to get involved here. Through being involved, I've gotten to know some awesome people who have also made me feel welcomed and that I belong in this church. He has inspired me to teach, be on a committee, and has pushed me into playing guitar in worship, and overall helped me really explore all that this church has to offer. These experiences have made my faith grow stronger, in the sense that I feel Christ's presence in everyone that I work with. My dad has helped me to know the love of God in the way that he prioritizes church, or always finds time to teach, or any numerous other ways that he's involved here. And for his example, I am forever thankful. To belong is to be surrounded by people who love you, and I can say with certainty that I have known that love here. I have had the privilege to be surrounded by people who share the love of Christ with me, who do Christ's work, and who have been model Christians for me to grow up around. To quote Ephesians chapter 3, I pray that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith, as you are being rooted and grounded in love. I consider myself very lucky to have actually been rooted and grounded in love here at MPC. At MPC, I have known a love and a care that I have not experienced anywhere else. When I think about the places I haven't belonged, or when I think about the times I've been stuck on the sidelines, I look around this place in gratitude for the unconditional love and care that makes me feel that I belong in the family of God. To him be the glory in the church, and in Jesus Christ to all generations, forever and ever. Amen.